Hello there, today I'm back in the UK visiting family, but I've decided to take a road trip up to Scotland from Hertfordshire. So today we're hitting the road. Come and join me as we explore the Highlands of Scotland. This is the first of 3 videos featuring my journey across Scotland to explore new places, as well as some that are more familiar, and to undertake an epic adventure in this awe-inspiring and beautiful country, which has so much to offer any visitor. So, made it to Lancaster Services. It's been an absolutely awful journey. Don't know what's happening in the UK at the moment, but traffic and roadworks has meant it's taken 6 hours from Hertfordshire up to Lancaster. Still got another 2.5 hours to go, but heading up to Glasgow. Glasgow next stop. Well, we finally arrived in Glasgow. It's taken us about 8.5 hours, mainly due to roadworks, closures, traffic, and once we hit the border of Scotland, torrential rain. It's lashing down outside at the moment, but we've arrived in Glasgow, and tonight we're going to enjoy a few drinks in the city centre. We kicked off our evening in Glasgow at Mezcal, a trendy eatery offering Mexican-inspired food and cocktails. Located in Hope Street, in the heart of the city, the menu offers tacos, burritos and quesadillas, as well as some interesting and reasonably priced cocktails. We went for the pork and the duck tacos, which were tasty, and this place proved to be a good starting point for our evening. Just down the road from Mezcal, close to Glasgow Central Station, is number 16 bar, which at 8:30 on a Monday evening was just calling last orders at the bar. Very strange. But clearly the rain was keeping punters away. We stopped for a quick beer at this bar before moving on. Reardon's Snooker and Pool Club, also in Hope Street, was our next stop. This club is a perfect place to meet up with friends for some relaxing games of American pool, British pool or snooker, whilst enjoying drinks from the bar, which also serves food throughout the day. Live sport is also screened at this venue. We fancied a few games of pool, and we were fortunate enough to secure one of the last available tables. Pool matches between my son Bradley and myself are usually tight affairs, with the victor being difficult to predict. However, on this night I was inspired and played well, much to my son's frustration. It was time to move on, so I decided to take Bradley to one of my favourite cocktail bars in the city. However, when we got there, through the wet streets and pouring rain, Blue Dog in West George Street was closed for the evening. Blue Dog is firmly established as a top destination for cocktails and lounge music in Glasgow, but much to my disappointment, we had to move on to Missoula Bar, a few yards away. This is a lively cocktail bar with food options. Service was slow, but the cocktails were tasty and well priced. Wunderbar in Springfield Court was our next stop, and we stumbled across where everybody was gathering on a damp Monday night. This place was heaving, with a young crowd enjoying great music and creating a lively atmosphere. This is a big venue, but it was so crowded we had to stand. This is my new favourite venue in Glasgow, although I did feel I was the oldest person in there by some distance. Especially for young at heart, this really is a happening venue in Glasgow and is highly recommended. In the interests of experiencing as many bars as we could during the evening, we headed a couple of 100 yards down the road to Hide and Seek Bar. This is a late night cocktail den open until 3 a.m. This bar serves classic cocktails with their own twist. It looks a great venue, but maybe because we visited this place just before midnight that it was a little quiet and lacking atmosphere. Perhaps it only picks up once the other bars shut down for the night. We decided to return to Wonder Bar for one last drink, and the crowd had thinned out somewhat as the live music came to an end. Feeling hungry after our booze-filled night, we stopped off at a traditional fish and chip shop before heading back to our Airbnb apartment via taxi. Glasgow has always been a great nighttime venue, and whilst the miserable weather did keep people away, we still managed to have a very enjoyable evening. The following morning, we jumped in the car and headed towards Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park. Our first stop was Loch village with its pretty stone cottages, offering a scenic view of the loch from the banks. As you head northwards, there are plenty of viewpoints to stop at. My favourite was Firkin Point, which provides ample car parking and awesome views across the loch. Here you can go down to the shore and peacefully watch the waves gently lap as you are inspired by the beautiful scenery Loch Lomond provides. So, made it to the shores of Loch Lomond. It's actually a nice day, got great views over the loch. We stopped at the historic Drovers Inn in Inverannan on the A82 for some lunch. The Drovers Inn is an old inn which was frequented by Highland drovers who used to drive their cattle down the side of Loch Lomond to the markets. As you enter the reception hall, you are faced with a full-grown stuffed bear and assortment of other stuffed animals. Guests over the years claimed many unusual sights and sounds, and this inn has been named one of Scotland's most haunted pubs. I don't know about that, however, the venison casserole was delicious, and this set us up for our continued journey northwards. A little further along the A82 route, you'll come across the Falls of Falloch, which are well worth stopping at. The Falls of Falloch is a popular beauty spot with only a very short walk to view the waterfall from the car park. Standing at 30 foot high and with the River Falloch passing through Glen Falloch as it makes its way towards Loch Lomond. The river rises and falls very fast, so it can be hard to catch it at the right level. Fortunately, we got to view the waterfall and surging river at its powerful best. We continued making our way up the beautiful countryside through the steep-sided Glencoe Valley to our next stop just outside Fort William, which is known as the gateway to Ben Nevis and where our adventure in the Scottish Highlands begins. Watch my next video as I explore the Highlands and the breathtaking scenery in this part of the world.